What's going on, guys? Peach back again. So it's been a little while since I did a video, but I'm back now. I wanted to actually do a video. You can see behind me, I've got my new iPhone 7 Plus and my old iPhone 6s, and I tried to look up some comparison videos on YouTube. Couldn't really find anything. Usually, you know, they would do like the 6s Plus versus 7 Plus, 7 versus uh, 6S. So I couldn't find really anything about this conversion since I upgraded from the smaller one to the bigger one. So I figured I would do my best at my comparison. So yeah, let's get into this. Hope you guys enjoy it, and should be fun. Alright guys, so we are back. So we're going to be taking a look at these guys right here. On the left I've got my iPhone 7 Plus. This is the jet black. And over here on the right I have my iPhone 6s. And this is the space gray. So first of all, you'll notice there's a big difference in size. If I can get that on camera. Over here we have the 5.5 inch display, and over here we have the 4.7 inch display. So I got my little handy dandy notes handwritten, and we'll just go over some stuff. So over here, this guy is again, it's the iPhone 7 Plus jet black, and I got it in the 256 gigabyte. And over here, this is my iPhone 6s. This is space gray, and this is a 128 gig version. Like I said, over here we got a 5.5 inch Retina screen. It is 1920 by 1080p at 401 pixels per inch. It also has 3D touch, and it is now 25% brighter. Let's see if I so they're saying it's 25% brighter now, which is pretty cool. And over here, this is again the 4.7 inch Retina screen. It is 1334 by 750p at 306 pixels per inch, and this also has 3D touch. This thing's pretty bright as it is. I feel like this is actually brighter at some time. At some points, I feel like it's brighter than the 7. So let's keep going down this list. Over here on the 7 Plus, we have an A10 chip. It says it's a Fusion chip, and they're saying it's 2 times faster than the previous, which is always nice. Over here we have the A9 chip. Everybody pretty much knows the A9 chip by now. It's still a really fast chip. You know, it's not as fast as the big guy, but it does its job just fine. It's a fast phone. It's great. So, getting into battery size. Over here on the 7 Plus we have 2,900 milliamp battery, and I can attest to almost an all-day use. I took my phone off the charger the other day at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I put it back on the charger that night at 6 o'clock at night. So that was 13 hours of usage. It was like 4 hours and 50 minutes of straight internet use, video use, stuff like that. And I still ended up with like 28% battery life, which is really good. As for the 6, anyone that has this guy knows the battery life is not that great. It's rocking a 1,810 milliamp battery, and this thing I can get half a day's use, maybe 6 hours before I gotta throw it back on the charger. And if I'm watching YouTube or videos or stuff like that, it's even worse. So we'll keep going down my list. As many of you probably know by now, they changed the home button. It is no longer... there's getting some sun glare in here. It is no longer a physical pressing home button. You can hear it. But it has a new taptic engine, or whatever they're calling it. So it actually doesn't press in like this guy, where you can actually feel it and see it pressing in. So that's kind of cool. And they did that because now the iPhone 7 Plus, as well as the smaller iPhone 7, is now water resistant or waterproof. And that's awesome. So part of that was due to sealing it up. It took me about a day to get used to the home button. It was a little different. Not too bad. You know, I actually enjoy it and I really like it now. So that's not a big deal for me. Something that I thought would be a big deal but wasn't really, turns out, was the getting rid of the headphone jack. We no longer have the 3.5mm headphone jack like we do on the 6S. We've got this kind of fake speaker. There's not actually a speaker in there. The speaker's over here, but it does kind of leak out of here, which is kind of nice. Over here, obviously, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack and the speaker. Now, the cool thing about these new speakers is over here in the grill, you can see it's much longer than the previous speaker grills, the mic or the earpiece. That's because over here they added the secondary microphone. Or I'm sorry, not microphone, speaker. So it actually now has stereo speakers, which is pretty cool because it's actually, you know, you got speaker noise, your audio coming out of here, and you also have it out here. So when you're watching a video, it's blasting out at you, and you know, usually your hand cups it anyway, so it naturally comes at you. It's really nice, and they say it's 2 times louder, and I can attest to that. It actually is. So that's a nice feature. The stereo speakers is really nice, and I enjoy that a lot. Else going down the list. So let's talk about camera. So you guys all know, by now at least, if you're looking up iPhones, the old iPhones, the 6S and the 6S Plus, have the single camera. And it's a 12 megapixel camera, and it's a wide angle that shoots at 1.8 aperture, which is, it's pretty nice. It also has that dual true tone flash, LED flash. That's pretty nice. But the new camera, the regular 7 is obviously upgraded from this, but the 7 Plus is special, and it's nice to see that the word plus actually means something this year. So we got a dual camera setup, and it's really cool because one of the cameras is a wide angle, like the standard wide angle that's in the regular 7. It shoots at 1.8 aperture. The extra camera lens is a telephoto lens that shoots at 2.8 aperture, which is really nice. And I can give you a little demonstration. Alright, so you can see if I focus in on this guy, we'll just do this box right here. Okay, that was dumb. We'll do that. So if I focus in on this box, see right here it says 1 time. That's the wide angle lens. If I hit that, now it zooms in, and it's it's an optical zoom, so it's not digital, so you're not distorting your picture. Even though it looks distorted, that's just my camera looking through the phone. But that's pretty cool. So it's got like the zoom factor, which is really nice. And it's really nice to have that feature. You know, I shoot with a DSLR, so I've got my zoom that I can adjust to. They also have up to 10 time digital zoom, which is always annoying and not that good. You can see it gets just really pixelated and really grainy. But up to the 2 is about nice, you know. So that's a new feature. Also, they added portrait mode, which to me is kind of not really that cool. It's saying move further away. Can't really get the. It's up to. I can't really do it on camera because I don't have enough room. But you got to do it up to 8 feet. So that's kind of cool. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's going to be a DSLR killer," and that's just not the case. You'll never be able to replace a DSLR in something that has a sensor, you know, that big. The sensors on a DSLR are a lot larger. You're never going to replace that with a smaller. And the fact that this has the bokeh effect that is digital and it's not an actual byproduct of zooming in and changing your settings on your actual camera, it's not as good. And I did have a couple problems with it. It was trying to blur out, you know, if I was trying to blur out the background of this, sometimes it would clip this and it would blur out what I'm trying to focus on. So it's not perfect. I'm sure with later updates it's going to be much better. But as of right now, it's kind of gimmicky. But it's still fun to play with. And the fact that they created that in a digital aspect is kind of cool. So I can't wait to see what they come up with later on that. Over here, talking about the camera still, this guy is it has the optical image stabilization, which is really nice. The camera actually floats around as you move, similar to my DSLR lens. Over here, I do not have optical image stabilization, so that kind of sucks, but the 6S Plus does. What else do we got? Over here, we got a new flash. It is a 4 LED flash, which you're probably not going to be able to see. No, you won't, because my lighting's just crappy. But anyway, it does have that 4 LED flash, which is pretty nice. It's really bright. Talking about video quality on the 7S, sorry, on the 7 Plus, we got video recording. We got 4K at 30 frames per second. We've got 1080 at 30, 60, and slow motion at 120 frames per second. And 720, we have all those, and we also have slow motion at 240 frames per second, which is really awesome. On the 6S, we got 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080 at 30, 60, and 128 frames, or 120 frames per second. And we also have 720p slow motion at 240 frames per second. So looks like those are exactly the same, which is cool. Coming on to the front-facing cameras. On the 7 Plus, we now have a 7 megapixel, and again, it uses the screen to create that True Tone flash, which is really nice. 7 megapixels is actually a really nice megapixel count, and it also does shoot full 1080p front-facing now, which is really nice. So if you're doing FaceTime or selfies, stuff like that, it's going to look really good in video, and it's going to look really good in pictures as well. Over here on the 6S, the front-facing camera is 5 megapixels, and it also uses the screen as the True Tone flash, and it I believe this is 720p video recording on the front, so that's not bad. That's pretty cool. And last on this list, the new iPhones, the 7 and the 7 Plus, are both IP67, I believe, certified. So now it's dust and water resistant. I forget what it is. It's like 30 meters for half an hour or something like that, or 1 meter at 30 minutes, something like that. I'm never going to test that theory. I'm going to do my best to not get this wet. But knowing that if I accidentally do, it's not a huge deal. So that's kind of nice. As where this guy, it's not reported that it is water resistant or waterproof. I've had iPhones for a very long time, and I can attest to they do have some level of water resistance. I tried, I drowned one of my my iPhone 4S, and it took about half an hour to finally ruin the phone. So there is still a watertight, but it's not recommended that you even get this wet. So, you know, the bag of rice trick works with the older phones, as where you can do the bag of rice on here, but you don't need to. So that's it for my list. I wanted to talk a little bit about headphones. Knowing that this no longer has a 3.5mm headphone jack, as were the old guys have the 3.5, now we have this lightning port. And at first I was like, this is dumb, I don't like it, but I'm getting used to it. And it's really not that bad. You know, I thought, it's going to be the worst. What if I'm trying to listen with headphones and charge my phone at the same time? And then I realized I never do that. I think I might have done that once, and that was because my fiance was sleeping and I was watching YouTube. But realistically, I never charge my phone and listen to headphones at the same time. Now, there is adapters I've seen floating around you can buy. They're ugly, they're stupid, I don't like them. But if that's important to you and you actually need to listen to headphones while you charge your phone, then there is stuff out there. Apple gives you this, I think they call it like a dongle adapter. And all it is, it's pretty lame too, but at least they give you it. Lightning port to 3.5, so now you can plug all your old headphones in that use a 3.5mm headphone jack, and it's not that bad. It's really not. The only thing is you still won't be able to charge and listen to headphones at the same time, which to me, again, is not a big deal. I don't care to listen to headphones while charging, and that's just me. Especially now with these stereo speakers, it just sounds so much better with the actual phone. There's a lot of other specs that I didn't go over, but I'm kind of going over the highlights, my thoughts on it, my comparison on it. And, you know, this is obviously the best iPhone I've ever had. I didn't get the 6 Plus and I didn't get the 6S Plus. Stuff's falling. I skipped the 6 altogether and I went from the 5S to the 6S. And, you know, I've been happy with this phone. It's a really nice phone, and it still continues to be a really nice phone. And I really enjoy it. You know, another thing I forgot to mention is these antenna lines. You know, they did away with the ugly part right here, and now you just have them. It's hard to see on this jet black because they blend in, but it just runs along the bottom and along the top, which is cool. You know, it does that here too. You just don't have this center part. And besides that, the Apple logo on the black versions is darker, as we're on Space Gray and all the other colors, it's more visible. And it's just a really, really nice phone. And yeah, I'm really glad I went with the 7 Plus. So that about wraps it up for this up close and personal. We'll go out to normal view. I'll give you my final thoughts and we'll wrap this video up. Alright guys, so I just did the comparison video. There is probably some things I left out. It's not really a huge deal. By now everyone kind of knows the specs and the ins and outs. Like I said, you know, I haven't really seen anyone comparing the 6S to the 7 Plus, so I figured I would do it and give you my take on a comparison video. You know, I kind of went over the highlights and the key points, the big actual differences, and you know, like I said, sure there's a bunch of little specs that I left out, but those are extremely minute, you know, little details that you really don't need. You know, Apple tends to talk really fancy about their stuff and says weird words and stuff like that, so I didn't want to bother with that. I just wanted to highlight the main differences and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, if there's anything I left out that's major, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. If you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'm back now. I took a little break from doing videos, but figured I wanted to do this video since I just got it. It's fresh, it's in my head, and I actually have to send the 6S back to AT&T either today or tomorrow. So I wanted to do this video before then, get it out of the way. You know, it seems like you guys kind of liked my tech videos, at least my iTunes one. So we'll see, maybe this will do well. If you guys want to see more tech stuff, I can do what I can. You know, I'm not the most tech savvy person, but I do know a lot about phones and I really enjoy phones. So you know, if that's something you guys want to see, maybe later down the road, I can get a hold of some friends, different phones, do some comparisons. You know, as you can tell, I'm not really that good at comparisons. You know, this is like my second one. My first one was comparing this Canon T6i to my Canon T3i. And that one actually did well. I got a lot of good feedback from that, so hopefully this does the same. But yeah, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And till next one, I will see you guys later. Peace. One more thing before I go, guys. So if you're following my Instagram, which you all should, that is @PeachLife. Links in the description. You guys will know that I redid my T5M body. I went with the Proline Bulldog body, all white, which means if you guys don't know, or you do know, I'm giving away my J Concepts body. I've painted it gunmetal gray and I backed it with silver. It hasn't been ran, it's brand new. I decided I wanted to go with the Bulldog body, so if you guys want to win this body, go ahead and check out my Instagram. I have a picture of it that you repost. It's really simple rules. Screenshot the picture. Don't actually use a repost app on it, because then it'll tag everyone and there's no need to blow up everyone else's Instagram. But just take a screenshot of it, crop it, do whatever you gotta do. Tag 3 of your friends in it and use the hashtag, I believe it's Peach Life giveaway or something like that. It's in the description of my Instagram post. But anyway, that's a 2,000k follower Instagram giveaway. So once I hit 2,000 followers on my Instagram page, I will be selecting that winner using the hashtag that I provided in there. It's like Peach Life giveaway or something, I don't remember, but anyway, you guys can look that up. So at 2K, I will pick a winner using the hashtag. It's just going to be a random selection. It's not going to be favorites or anything like that. So, it's going to be fair. And you guys can repost it every day, once a day, to keep it fair. And obviously that betters your odds. I think I'm at almost 1,600, so we got like 400 followers to go. So there is a little bit of time, but this body is for a Team Associated T5M. So that's what it's made for. That's what it's cut out to, and the holes are drilled out to. Yeah, you can probably fit it on a different vehicle, just by doing different holes or different body mounts. That's up to you, really. But I would like to see it go to somebody that has a T5M. That would be really cool. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Team Associated. You guys all know that by now. It's not a big deal. Anyway, this video is done. Next video will probably be a track video or some kind of RC car or something. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want to see. Are you guys getting tired of watching the normal vlogs where I go to the track and drive? Do you guys like the race videos better? Let me know what you want to see. Do you want to see more of my cars, or more driving, or different driving, or I don't have a basher right now, so you're not gonna see me bash on these things. But if that's a high demand, maybe I'll buy a basher later on and we'll do some bash videos again. Anyway, I'm just rambling, guys. This video is probably going to be really long. I apologize. But if you stuck through it this far and you stayed till the end, don't forget to check out that giveaway, guys, because it's I think it'll be cool. And if somebody wins it and they rock it and they love it, that's a plus for me, plus for them. Everybody's happy. So anyway, guys, till next time. See you later. Peace.